The thoughts and opinions are those of each individual voice on the podcast and do not necessarily represent the policies of Cedar Valley High School.
Welcome to Aviator Airwaves, the official podcast of Cedar Valley High School, where we keep you updated on everything in the halls, on the field, and in the classroom and beyond. I'm Derek Reynolds, one of the assistant principals here, and we're here to spotlight the stories, achievements, and events that make CV soar. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and share the show with your fellow aviators. If you've got a story, a shout out, or an event we should cover, reach out. This is your podcast after all. Before we jump in, let's go ahead and introduce everybody who's on the mic today. I'm Derek Reynolds, one of the assistant principals here at Cedar Valley High School. And to my left
is Sharon Martisich, and I am one of the athletic directors here at Cedar Valley High School.
Yeah, I'm Eric Gonzalez, also an AD here. I also teach sports psychology, and I am our head wrestling coach.
Awesome. So we're going to discuss all things athletics today and kind of go through a few questions. But before that, our principal, Courtney Johnson, right now is in the Caribbean. Actually, I think she's ported back in Florida.
Yeah, she should be home.
Yeah, she's been on a little bit of a cruise. So
and not in the storm, not in the Eastern Caribbean storm.
Yeah, Melissa's leaving her alone. That's a good thing. So have you guys ever had any good stories from cruises?
Oh, man. I've been on one cruise in my entire life, Derek, but I tell you, I got a crazy story. I don't know how much time we have, however.
Oh, we got all the time in the world, as long as the listeners want to keep listening.
Okay, fair enough. So this was actually my honeymoon cruise up to Alaska. My wife was so excited, for the fancy dinner and all that stuff, right? As you know, I am not the biggest, suit and tie guy. Definitely.
Really?
Not,
huh.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely not tuxedo and all that kind of stuff, right? So that was kind of the night that I was least looking forward to, if I'm being completely honest. However, the cruise was smooth sailing, it was beautiful, all that stuff, right? But there's one part where you come outside the inside passage, and it's the open Pacific, right?
Yeah.
And so this boat is rocking and rolling and all that stuff, right? And of course, we're poor, newlyweds, all that kind of stuff, right? And so, anyways, we're down in the, basically the hold of the ship, so we're down below, right? Anyways, we're rocking and rolling. My poor wife, she is just getting so seasick, right? Nothing I can do for her. We get her the Dramamine, we get her all that stuff, right? Nothing works. Okay, I got an iron gut, so I'm totally fine. But long story short, we didn't go to the dinner that night. And instead, I got to order in some room service, watch the football game, which, by the way, that night happened to be Washington versus BYU. Washington did win, by the way. Sorry, BYU fans. Anyway, and so I got to watch the football game, have a nice night on my own there, just trying to be there for my wife, who was, of course, unfortunately, sitting next to the toilet the entire night. So anyways, it was so bad, we heard the next morning at breakfast that literally there were only like 2 couples at our table that showed up, and they said even half of the crew called off that night. So I guess it was a pretty bad night. But anyways, it was a great night for me personally.
And this was your honeymoon?
That was our honeymoon.
Oh, for better or for worse.
Yeah, you're super supportive. I'm so proud of you.
I'm telling you,
that was good practice. I just want to know, did you hold the bag if she puked? That's what I want to know.
Well, there was no bag because we never made it out of the room, you know what I mean? So she was next to the toilet the whole night, poor thing.
Sad.
I felt horrible. I really did, but there was nothing I could do for her.
Yeah, and at that point, what do you do but sit back and watch a football game and eat some good food in your room?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I got out of having to dress up for the cruise.
There you go.
So there you go.
There you go.
That's crazy. Okay. I don't know. Sharon, do you have
I have no crazy stories. I just have great relaxing stories. So I love to cruise, like Mrs. Johnson. Neither one of our husbands like to dress up, so we try not to go on cruises where you have to dress up. But my favorite thing, instead of a crazy story, can I just tell you that my favorite thing is sitting by the pool and watching a good football game.
Wow.
Out in the sunshine, having a Diet Coke. That was a couple Christmases ago, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I'm going to Europe this summer.
On a cruise.
My husband and I, we just committed.
Wow.
So excited. So the month of June, You will only have one athletic director, and his name will be Eric Gonzalez. Go to him for all things needed.
Hey, yeah, we'll
I am forewarned.
we'll wait for that report on that cruise. That'll be nice. So, okay, well, let's jump into it a little bit. So, first and foremost, we hear that term athletic director a lot. Tell me a little bit about what that role is. What do you guys do as athletic directors in a high school?
So, you want me to start, Eric, and then you fill in?
You know,
sound great?
I tell you, I was going to ask Derek. Derek, are you a fan of Batman?
Yes,
Okay.
Batman.
You got it. And so, there's Batman and Robin.
Oh, so we're going with Batman to
Yeah.
start these.
Yeah.
Batman and
so,
Robin.
So, and in this case, for the first time in my life, I'm Robin. So, yes, yes, Batman, please get us started.
Yeah, we didn't want to do an arm wrestle because Sharon would have beat you there too.
Yeah,
so.
right.
You got it.
That's me. So strong.
Hey, Batman, it's all you.
Okay, so what do we do as athletic directors? Really, there isn't much we don't do. Our main focus is just really to make sure that our athletes and our coaches have the best experiences while they're here at Cedar Valley High School. That they grow and they progress and they be the best that they can when they compete. Now, there's a lot of administration stuff that goes behind the scenes that no one really sees. That's scheduling officials, helping with budgets, helping hiring, and making changes if needed. Crowd control. We have the best crowd here at Cedar Valley High School. We have an athletic council that is amazing. And those kids, they all just participate and give us opinions and help us to have the best student crowd. And our student section. We had a great student section this last season. It was super fun for the fall. What else do? We do everything. We kind of do everything. We assist the administration on any type of needs. We work with the community. We work with publicity. I oversee the flight crew who helps with marketing and things like that. Coach Gonzalez really helps with coaches of education, always putting out new items of how can we learn, how can we be better. Coach Gonzalez, what more? Go.
Honestly, I when I was talking about Batman and Robin, right? All jokes aside, seriously, Sharon, she's done a great job. She opened the school up, right? She was the only AD we had for the first 4 years of the school's existence, and then thankfully, fortunately,
And the blessing happened.
I was able to come
Coach
along.
Gonzalez came on.
Yeah, I was able to come on and just support her. I mean, truly. So I'm here to support her. I'm here to support coaches. I'm here to support kids, like she talked about. Just trying to help everyone, including myself, become the best versions of ourselves. So that's ultimately it. She talked a lot about all the programs and things that we have going on. We have a lot of great things happening here at this school, and she also talked about a lot of the behind the scenes things. And there's no question about that. It would be interesting to we'd have to start a documentary, I guess, like a day in the life, and have some cameras following us around from day to day, and see exactly what all we're doing, because it's a mile a minute, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll talk to Parker about that. We'll get that to happen. So I like that idea.
Let's make sure we do it like during the spring season when all 9 teams are at home.
Yeah.
That'd be
Right.
the best. That's the best day.
We'll put a GoPro on each of you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, follow us around.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Whenever we have events and sports and stuff like that, I kind of call it the show, because that's what I'm thinking it is. And it's just been interesting to watch you guys coordinate just the littlest things that people don't even realize have to be coordinated for events. From the national anthem to the band starting to coming on the field to perform and stuff like that. Like, it's just all orchestrated, and people do not realize the behind the scenes work that goes into it. So I want to thank you both for your efforts in making sure that all our events are great for our players, our coaches, our community, and everybody here at the school. Thank you so much for that. So,
Well, we have a great team of people that help. It's not just Eric and I. I mean, we got students that help schedule those national anthems. We have parents that give us ideas for pregame show. We have great performing art advisors that help just try to get people to support a little bit more, and it's awesome. We're really fortunate.
that's amazing. We do have a great community, and I'm proud to be a part of it. So we talked a little bit last week on a podcast about kind of the culture of a school and how we build that. But how do athletics contribute to the overall mission and culture of the school beyond just those wins and losses? Like, how does it help with that culture?
Man, in my mind, and I talk to our kids about this all the time, we are the leaders of this school, and the expectation is that we are going to be those positive leaders, both, in the classroom, in the hallways, obviously in our sports. And so, how do we contribute to the culture? I mean, it's literally just leading by example, but then obviously creating excitement, right? Generating excitement. Everybody takes pride in their school, right? Whether it's sports teams or performing arts, et cetera, like you talked about, right? We're all in this together for sure, but there's no question that in our culture, in our society nowadays, right? I mean, sports is a big deal. It really is, and so just getting our kids to own that, is what I'm all about, right? Just trying to get them to own their responsibility as leaders, and then obviously lead, like I said, by example. And so anyway, that's ultimately what we're trying to do with that. Yeah, you're right. Wins certainly, help. There's no question about that, but it goes beyond that. And honestly, if you take a look at our student section and at our football games this year, you saw just that, right? Kids were really into it, even though, frankly, we had kind of a tough season, right, as far as the wins and losses. But that did not deter our student section from being loud and crazy and having a lot of fun.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on what Eric said, we're always asking our athletes, be grateful for this privilege that you get to play and be an influence for good, be kind. And they are, we had athletic council today, and I was just kind of staring around that room, and man, we have amazing kids. And these athletes, they do so much to throw it all out there on the field, and there's so many hours in preparation. And this might be like for our seniors, this could be the last time they play. And so we're always trying to say, be the influence for good. Just set the example, like Coach Gonzalez said, and just influence others to want to come out and watch you. And let's just have a great culture here at Cedar Valley.
Yeah, we have some great student athletes, and it's really been fun to watch them. And it's amazing to me. I mean, sometimes I don't even realize kids are involved in a certain sport until I show up to watch it, and I realize all the dedication and time that goes into it. So just a great opportunity for those kids, and high school goes by in a blur, so I hope they take advantage of that. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some. We just wrapped up a bunch of our fall sports. We do have the state meet for cross country tomorrow, but we also have some sports that have just ended. And so let's just kind of talk through some of the fall sports, and whether you want to give your thoughts or impressions on it, or just want to talk a little bit about coaches, or however we want to go about this, we can. But let's talk a little bit about football. Coach Gonzalez, how did you feel about football this year?
Man, you talk about culture building and culture change and all those kinds of things, Derek. And Coach Connors did exactly that, and we're just super excited. One of the things that we talked about just yesterday, as a matter of fact, and he talked with his boys as well. If we have the kind of growth in the next year that we've had in this past year, man, we're going to be a dang good football team next year. There's no question about that, and that's the on the field stuff, but. In terms of the off the field, coaches really taught these boys how to work hard, how to be responsible, how to be dedicated and committed and things like that, right? And be dependable ultimately, and then to be better students as well. And so their football IQ has expanded tremendously, and they're. I would go out, not on a limb, I would say, but I would absolutely say that they have grown into better human beings as well in this past year. So we're very excited about the direction of the program. Again, it didn't necessarily turn in, or at least didn't show up, I guess, on the scoreboard all the time, right, in terms of the results. But man, there was tremendous growth in that program all season long. So we're super excited about the future.
Yeah, I loved the accountability too. I'd talk to kids in the hall, and they were so worried about getting to class on time and stuff like that when they're on the football team, just because that's an expectation. And there were a lot of, standards that were pretty high for them to achieve. But at the same time, I think Coach did a great job, and the coaching staff did a great job just reinforcing those. So, Sharon, you want to mention or talk a little bit about girls soccer?
Yeah, really, Eric was the supervisor over girls soccer, but I can just say Coach Hart did an amazing job. He's our veteran coach. Out of this whole group of coaches for fall, he's been here since the opening of the school, and the information that Coach Hart has in his brain is amazing. And these girls this last year, and then Eric, you tag on to this, they just fought. They fought so hard, and they competed. As everybody knows, this is our first 6A entry for the fall season. And girls soccer, how many overtimes did they have this year?
Yeah.
And they brought it. They were so fierce. It was just great. Those girls are amazing. Eric?
Yeah, no question about it. It was definitely a step up. Like Sharon said, our first year competing at 6A, it was definitely a step up, and some incredibly talented girls across the region. But yeah, our girls, man, they were in every game. And it was hard fought. It was a hard fought victory, and for the other teams in the matches that we lost, and then we won some close ones too. And so it was just, like I say, really fun to watch our coach and our girls, figure out how they were going to neutralize some of the best players, as I say, in the region and the state, and keep things close and give ourselves a chance to win in the end. And as Sharon said, we ended up, I think it was 4 overtime matches throughout the season. So we were right there with the best of the best in the state.
That's amazing. I enjoyed watching games with Coach Gonzalez too. He's from Washington State. He gets a little cold here in Utah, so he's usually pretty bundled up, big old jacket, usually a heated jacket.
He's got his heated
He had a
jacket.
beanie, he had a scarf. I was out there in tank top and shorts, and it was just flip flops. But he'll adjust, I think, as he's here a little while longer.
So Derek, if you want to hear a funny story, I didn't even know there was such a thing as a heated jacket until Sharon bought them. But you know what? Here's the funny part of the story. When she bought it, I was like, yeah, I'll never use it, but thank you, And so sure enough, what was it, 2 springs ago, I guess it was.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I was out at a baseball game, and that wind was blowing so hard, and I pushed that button, and I'm sold now. I'll never go back. So there you go.
It's amazing what the kids play in. Like, really.
Yeah.
Like
the weather, you're like, how are they out there in those shorts and
Right?
whatever? So,
And I'm just like, I want to throw a blanket on them. They're like, leave me alone. I'm fine.
and we're just talking fall. Like spring
we're
is
like,
just as brutal.
Spring is like a blizzard all
Yeah,
the time.
spring is pretty
all
tough.
the time.
Let's talk girls volleyball for a second.
Oh, so fun. So fun. Another new coach on campus, Coach Erica Morgan. And she just did a fabulous job just building relationships with these girls. And these girls, they said it today. They said, they were best of friends. And the sisterhood on that team was super fun. The boys volleyball team came out a lot and supported them. The football team came out a lot and supported them. It was really fun to get the student section to come and support those girls. She had 9 seniors. 9 seniors.
That's crazy.
That's lots,
Yeah.
right? And we're going to be sad to see them go. And they just they played hard. They learned a lot. Some of them played in positions that they weren't used to help out the team. And Coach Morgan did a great job with those girls. But the leadership of those seniors was just amazing. They were dynamic and super fun to watch this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing the thing I would add, that I really loved about that team is they never got rattled. Like, it didn't matter what the situation was. Like, nothing ever seemed to rattle them. And really, that started with their head coach. As Sharon said, our brand new first-year head coach, Erica Morgan, did a fabulous job of, staying calm no matter what and staying positive all the time. And the girls really fed off of that.
Yeah. Like I mentioned before, we have our state meet for cross country tomorrow. I feel like we have some really good runners, and it's been exciting to watch them compete. And really, in 6A in our region, there's been a lot of talent, but it's always nice to go to those state tournaments and kind of see where you kind of rank amongst the others at that point. And so I know, are both of you going tomorrow? Is that right?
I'll be there. I'm at the finish line, and you call that the puke shoot.
Oh,
Because the kids all
Cute name.
they work so hard and they run so hard. Like, all the runners come off after the finish line, like, throwing up. So you want to wear like the dirtiest shoes you have. It's
you're going to wear like a rain slicker. Yeah.
I'm gonna wear Eric's heated jacket. Not
Yeah,
mine.
there you
I'm
go.
just joking.
Okay.
But no, it's so fun. Cross country is a blast. It's amazing how they run so fast, and they do such a great job. It's super fun. And their goal tomorrow is to hit top 10. Do I dare say that? Top 10 in state, and I think they can reach it. So,
oh, no question they can. And they're super excited. They believe they're hungry. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And again, that program has experienced some tremendous growth as well. We have a new head coach for the girls team, Courtney Peterson, and she's done a fabulous job with those girls.
Yeah.
She has a brand new assistant that's helping her out as well, Michelle Edgar, doing a great job working with those girls. And then Coach Brower is back as our head boys coach, and he also has a new assistant, and she's doing a great job. Maddie Densley is her name. She's doing a great job as well. So tremendous growth out of that program. We're super excited for tomorrow to see some PRs and hopefully some state hardware brought home.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I'm going to volunteer to actually work at the starting line because I don't want to see the shoot at the end.
well, and if you know anything about me, it's like someone even gags, and I've already lost my cheese. So it should be really fun. Really, really fun.
That's awesome. Girls tennis had another great year. It was fun to watch them compete. Final thoughts on how that season wrapped up?
Oh my gosh, Coach Merriman, brand new coach. And she was so fabulous. She changed things up. She was so great with those girls, and the girls just loved her. They went to St. George together at the beginning of the season, and it was really fun. I got to go down with them. And just to see them grow and support each other was amazing. The growth we had, our first time, we had someone advance to state for a while now, which is great. At a 6A level, we had an individual go and play in the first round of state, which is great. Again, 6A is tough, but these kids, they are stepping it up and they are doing the work to compete. And girls tennis was another great example of that this past season.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I just like I said with volleyball earlier, it really started with the coach, and like Sharon said, Roxy did a fabulous job of just staying positive and believing in the kids, and they absolutely fed off of that.
Awesome. Boys golf, I think that kind of wraps up our fall sports, but what are your final thoughts on boys golf?
Man,
Speechless,
Where did they finish? I was sitting here going, I can't remember where they finished, but they
finished
achieved their goal, didn't they?
They finished just outside the top 10, but yeah, they had a great run. Their day one finish was they were tied for 9th place. After day one at state, and it was really, really good to see. The kids were very, very positive and excited, and day two didn't go quite as well as day one did, and so they fell just outside of the top 10. But nevertheless, man, it was a great season overall for sure. Coach Zulo does a great job with those guys.
He's so positive. He's so positive.
Yeah, he's so good. Like he honestly should be like a mental training coach as well, because he does a great job with them. So
he's a crazy golf cart driver, though. I want to say he might have almost killed me a couple times at state. I'm just saying.
He just gets excited a little bit. It's fine.
I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to go that way, Coach Zula. He goes, oh, I can. I'm like, it says no golf carts. He goes, that's not for me. I'm like, Coach Zillow.
That's amazing. Well, we're about to start a new season, and that would be the winter sports season. We have different things, drill and cheer. We have boys and girls basketball, and then boys and girls wrestling. And it'll be great because we have Coach Gonzo here with us to talk about wrestling in just a minute. But let's talk about some of the things we look forward to with the other sports. And when we talk about cheer, we're coming off a year that we were the state champs, if I remember. Is that correct?
Correct. I was talking to Coach Atkins, and I'm like, so how you feel? And he said, extremely optimistic. And, I'm always say, so who's our competition? He goes, well, everybody's competition. We're going to cheer right over them. Something like that is what he said. Coach Atkinson cracks me up. He's such a good guy. And I'm excited to see what our cheer team does. We graduated a lot last year, so we're young, is what he was saying. But these girls and boys are doing a great job in their practices. They're about to have a 5-hour practice tomorrow. I'm like, really, 5 hours?
Crazy.
I know, right? So they're working hard, and it's going to be fun to watch them compete. So come on out and watch them.
Yeah, it's amazing to see the dedication of these young men and women on cheer, because they get up really early. They're in the gym a lot of mornings. I think at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, 5:30 or 6.
5:30 or 6, and it's amazing. They're really going, and it carries into the first period usually too, and because they have cheer that period too. So it's amazing just to see the type of dedication it takes. And again, a lot of times we see these teams participate and compete, but we don't see the work that goes in behind the scenes. And so I do appreciate the coaches and the time that people put into these
Well, and you have to
students.
remember, that's just their competition season.
Yeah.
They're also going to be at the basketball games, the wrestling matches. So these kids don't only work and master their craft for their competition season, they're out there supporting these other teams, which is amazing. It's amazing the time management skills they learn by doing cheer.
Yeah. Drill's been great too. What things are you looking forward to with drill this year?
I was waiting, Coach Gonzalez.
Well, I know you know a little more about drill than I do, Sharon. However, I know that they're super excited to see where they're at in terms of 6A. Okay, last year at 5A they finished 5th at state, which was an awesome finish, even though it's not obviously what they wanted ultimately at the end, right? But it really was a great finish in a really, really tough region that we were a part of. And I know now we're in a really tough 6A region as well. And so, my gut feeling is that, we'll be right there. Okay. Again, when we get to the end, we'll be right where we need to be. Top 5, who knows, 3, maybe in the state, who knows. But here's what I do know. Coach Kylie does a great job of getting those kids ready to compete. That's all I know.
Yeah. And she is so funny because when we first hired Coach, she came from Harriman High School, which was state champions at the time. And we're like, well, you won't have to compete against Harriman for at least 5 or 6 years. This is the year. So she is competing against her alumni this year. And so it'll be really fun to see her as the transition from the athlete to the coach. And I think it's just amazing how these coaches throw their craft and their heart into what they do. And Coach Kylie, wow, she is one of those coaches, like so many of our coaches are. They just throw their heart and soul into these teams. And drill team is one of them. We're ready for those Aviettes. They're going to St. George for the first time this year for one of their competitions. So that should be a good opener for them.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Basketball season is upon us, so we got boys and girls basketball coming up. I really do like the new region we're in. It's going to be fun to compete within this region. Initial thoughts on the basketball season?
It's going to be fun. What's going to be fun is we think these schools are going to travel. So we need our student section really, really bad because these schools are traveling schools, so that we're in this new 6A region. And Coach Pugmire, again, a veteran coach, he's got some good returning starters that we're excited to see it go out and lead the team. And I think it's going to be super fun. Again, we were talking today, like, okay, what are we thinking? How are we going to support these teams? And boys basketball and girls basketball and wrestling are those really crowd-oriented teams where the students get to be in their own gym to support those teams. So it'll be super fun to just have the students there and have a visiting crowd. We're going to have a visiting crowd, everybody. So we need you in the student section this year.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That would be amazing. So, girls basketball, we have Kavika, who's coaching too. And I think that was his first year last year. Is that correct?
It was.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting for the most part to see just the
incredible
progress
run.
of them. So
That's right.
They did have a great run. Let's go to wrestling really fast. Because we have a celebrity with us, which is Coach Gonzalez, who is the coach of boys and girls wrestling. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about wrestling. What are you most excited about with wrestling going into this season?
Oh, man, I could probably talk for the next hour on this, Derek, but what I'm most excited about right now, honestly, is where we finished up last year. And as far as our boys team, that was the academic state champions. And that's what was super excited to finally be able to bring home. That was a goal of mine years and years ago as a young coach, and it's been my goal all along. And man, we finally got it done last year. So, I want to continue to build on that momentum because we talk all the time about we're students first. And we got the boys to really buy in, and like I said, to come away with the academic team title was just a phenomenal finish because, as Sharon can tell you, it wasn't so long ago that we were not very academically inclined, I'll say. Okay, so we made a dramatic turnaround, and so that's one of the things that I'm most excited about, honestly. Otherwise, I mean, our girls team is finished in the top 3 now for the last 3 years in a row.
And that's over 6A too, right? Like some of the 6A, didn't we beat some of the 6A schools last year?
Yeah, so obviously, as far as the state tournament goes, right, it's just our classification. So we've been 5A the last 3 years, but yes, in most tournaments we compete against 6A schools as well, and we've always competed very favorably against the 6A schools. So, we're not worried about this jump up or anything like that. We expect to contend for another title. We expect to be right there when the time comes, as long as hopefully we can stay injury free and academically eligible and all those kinds of things, right? All the little things that obviously you got to have go your way when you're talking about bringing home a state title. But like I said, we expect to be there right where we need to be in the end. So, it's going to be a really exciting, like I say, first go around with 6A, both on the girls and the boys side. And, we got a great home event. Our very first home event is going to be on December 11th. And that one is against Skyridge. It's going to be live streamed worldwide by Flow Sports, which is a streaming service that will bring in announcers and all those kinds of things, right? It's called Flow Night in America is what it is. And so we're really looking forward to this opportunity to be, one of the first, if not, I think, honestly, the first school in Utah to have this live stream, on Flow Night in America. So we're really excited about that. We want a big crowd that night, and we're looking forward to kicking off our run at 6A on the right track.
Yeah, and I love hanging out with Coach Gonzalez and all these other games, but at the same time, if you ever see him when he's coaching wrestling, he has his game face on. Like, there's no messing with that guy.
Intense.
Yeah.
Intense.
Yeah, I don't want to even go ask him if he wants,
as an athletic director, like all the coaches have game day mode.
This is true.
You just try not to bug them. You try really hard not to say anything to them and just let them do their game. And yeah, they're so amazing. But hey, did you know we got another new coach on campus?
Yes.
Is that
Coach
for
Alec Huff.
Yep.
And he is our new swim coach.
That's
and
amazing.
Their season starts Saturday.
Wow.
Yes,
So their season is starting this Saturday, so November 1st at the Legacy Center. So swim is one of those sports that we just love to get out and watch. Unfortunately, with our schedules with Coach Gonzalez, and then if I'm covering basketball, we have a hard time getting out there. But when we go out there, it's so inspiring. Those kids are so inspiring. And just so you know, swimming is something that you can do when you're old. Did you know that?
Do you know somebody that does that, Sharon?
Yeah, me. And it doesn't hurt. I'm just saying, But so swim meets are starting. Make sure you're watching, and those entries are free at the Legacy Center when they're at home. And it's just amazing to watch what those athletes do and their speed. And we're super excited about Coach Huff and what he's going to bring to the season this year. So swimming, let's do it, Aviators.
Yeah, that's exciting. We have a new coach, and it'll be exciting to see where the program goes. So just kind of as we wrap up here, let's talk a little bit about how you find that balance for the student athletes between their academics and their athletics. So they have some academic responsibilities, athletic commitments. I know you guys have talked a little bit about this today already. The kids are so great, and they do a great job just focusing on those things they need to focus. But maybe from the athletic director perspective, what are some of the things that help those kids to be able to succeed in both realms?
Well, let me just start by saying we had over 1,300 athletes last year.
Wow.
at this school. So
Student body of, I guess
Yeah.
last year was a little bit bigger, but this year we have 2,700 kids about.
So that's a lot of students. And, when kids if they're struggling, we are there for them. We'll do whatever we can to help them. It really helps with the faculty, though, to let us know when kids might be struggling. But our kids, the number one thing that they can do is not procrastinate. If they have work to do, get it done. And it's just like you're at practice, you're going to practice like you compete. It's the same thing about going to class. We introduced a new attendance process this year, and the kids did great on it, where they're in class on game days, representing their team and representing it with excellence. So the GPA standard, we raised it to earn your varsity letter. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. So to get a varsity letter, you have to have a certain GPA standard on it and no Fs. We're no
Good.
Fs.
I
The
like
state
that.
standard is pretty low. The state standard's pretty low, but we're trying to raise that bar and strive for excellence, because we're student athletes first, not athletes first. And the best thing that these kids can do is what they're doing, and that is get the academic all-state. Get the state champions like drill team did last year for their academics and boys wrestling. That's a huge accomplishment for these teams. And Coach Gonzalez talks about it all the time with our kids, of striving for excellence, right, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. Excellence, it doesn't just start on the field or the court or the pool or whatever the case is, right? It starts in the classroom, truly, and it permeates really everything that we do, right? It's a lifestyle, right? An excellent lifestyle is what we're trying to get our kids to, to understand. And in terms of our mission here at this school, it absolutely starts in the classroom, right? As Sharon said, we're students first, right? And so, that again, going back to that boys wrestling team academic state title. I mean, it's just we emphasized it, and we started a couple of years ago now a study group where I literally built it into our practice time. And, I told the kids, I've been telling the kids for years, right, how important it was to me. And so I said, well, okay, we got to do something to turn this around, and I got to put my money where my mouth is. And so here we go. It's going to be a regular part of practice. And so that's what we started doing. And again, we saw some results as a result of that. Right. Just again, it's something that's super important to us, because we realize, the reality is the vast majority of high school athletes across the country, right? Not just here at Cedar Valley, but the vast majority across the country, they're not going to go on and compete at the college level, right? They're not going to go on and compete at the professional level, right? But they are going to go on and be, college students. They are going to go on and join the military. They are going to go on and join the workforce. They are going to go on and be parents, husbands, wives, all those kinds of things, right? And so we're trying to, help these kids understand that it's more than just being good at your sport, right? And that starts in the classroom.
That's amazing. And we're kind of out of time today, but I want to thank you both for your commitment to our athletic program. You're senior noticed, and honestly, I appreciate all the work you do behind the scenes, and also I know our coaches always feel supported in the great things that you do. And administration does. We realize how much we rely on you guys for some of the things that we need, and you never make us worry about athletics. For the most part, you have that thing running like a well-oiled machine, so we love it. So thanks for your time today, and I hope that we can have another one of these maybe after the winter season and kind of talk through how we did and talk about spring sports at that point too. So
We would love it.
We'll make
We
it
would love
happen.
it.
And thank you, Derek, and the administration. Seriously, thank you guys for all of your support.
Right. We couldn't do it. Let's go, Aviators. Let's fill the stands.
perfect. Okay, we'll see you out at the stands. We'll talk to you later.